The grocery store was unusually quiet for a Saturday evening. James, a single dad in his early 30s, balanced a carton of milk and a box of cereal on the checkout counter while his 6-year-old daughter, Lily, hummed beside him, clutching her favorite stuffed bunny. He was used to busy weekends, long shifts at the auto shop, and late-night dinners with Lily. Life wasn't easy, but he'd learned to carry it all with quiet strength. As the cashier started scanning his items, James noticed something unusual. The young woman's hands were trembling so badly that the carton nearly slipped from her grip. She kept her head down, clearly trying to hide it, but her knuckles were pale, and the barcode scanner beeped unevenly. "Are you okay?" James asked softly, lowering his voice so others in line wouldn't hear. "Why are your hands shaking like that?" The cashier froze, blinking rapidly. For a moment, she didn't answer. Then she whispered, It's nothing. Just, please don't mind." But James wasn't the type to just let it go. He leaned a little closer, his eyes steady but kind. "Look, I know what it's like to pretend everything's fine when it isn't. You don't have to tell me, but sometimes it helps." The girl swallowed hard, her lips trembling almost as much as her hands. She was young, maybe 20 at most, with tired eyes that seemed older than they should. Finally, she whispered, "I haven't eaten since yesterday. I work double shifts to help my little brother, and sometimes it's just easier to say I'm fine." James felt his chest tighten. He wasn't expecting that. A silence stretched between them, heavy but fragile, until Lily tugged at his sleeve. "Daddy," she said in her sweet, innocent voice, "she's hungry. Can we give her some food?" The cashier's eyes widened, and her composure cracked completely. She turned her face away, but tears slipped down anyway. James's throat felt thick, but he forced a smile. "You know what, Lily? That's a good idea." Without another word, he grabbed a few extra items from the impulse rack, sandwiches, fruit, and a bottle of water, and set them down. When the cashier tried to protest, James held up his hand gently. "Don't argue. Just, let someone help you for once." Her lips parted as if to say thank you, but what came out instead was a confession. "My parents died last year. I'm all my brother has left. Every dollar I make goes to rent, school supplies, keeping the lights on." Some days, her voice cracked, and she covered her mouth. James's heart broke in a way he hadn't expected. He remembered the nights after his wife left, when he didn't know how to pay bills, when he skipped meals so Lily could eat. He knew that ache, that quiet desperation. "You're stronger than you think," James said quietly, "but even the strongest people need someone in their corner." The line behind him had gone silent. Strangers watched, their faces softening. Then, as if moved by something unspoken, the next customer slid a $20 bill across the counter. Another added a bag of snacks. Within moments, the small conveyor belt was filled with food and supplies. Not for James, but for the trembling cashier who could no longer hide her tears. She covered her face with both hands, her shoulders shaking, not from hunger now, but from the shock of kindness. James stood there, his daughter's hand tucked in his own, feeling the weight of the moment. He hadn't expected to walk out of a grocery store with more than milk and cereal, but somehow, he'd found something far more valuable.